think you had 3 steals and a pair of blocks last night. As guys are coming downhill and kind of attacking towards you, what's your technique or mindset or approach to try to be disruptive there with your hands?
Well, first, the first call to action would be to kind of stop the ball. Kind of just reading the play, and understanding, personnel at the same time, and what guys like to do, what they don't like to do, and just using my instincts a lot of the times out there.
It seemed like rebounding was a huge factor in the game last night. Kind of ebbed and flowed with the way the game was going.
Yeah.
How important is that going to be moving forward?
Rebounding is key. Rebounding is big. If you can control the boards, if you can attack the boards and control the boards, you give yourself an opportunity to kind of get out in transition, speed the game up a little bit. When you're not getting stops and other teams getting offensive rebounds or scoring, then the game got to be become a slower pace, and that's not something we want to do.
You guys were able to get a bunch of shots in which Gobert wasn't like directly involved. Is that like a real win for you guys when you can do that on a bunch of different possessions?
Yeah, we want to keep him kind of keep him engaged as far as not being able to change shots and not being effective down in the paint, the blocking shots. So I thought yesterday we did a good job of, for one, making shots, and for two, just keeping him away from being able to be effective as far as blocking shots and altering shots.
What's the key to actually executing that?
I can't tell you that. I'm pretty sure Utah's looking at these interviews. We're not going to do that.
Is there a playoff Melo? We've heard of Olympic Melo and Hoodie Melo. Is there a playoff version of you that's a different kind of charge?
I'm charged. I won't give myself a name or nothing like.
No playoff him.
No playoff him. I'm charged though. It's exciting. This is the time where I can really focus in on kind of just what I have to focus in on: the team, winning, making plays, and being kind of that guy that I know I can be, and my teammates know I can be. And kind of just doing a little bit of everything. And that's what the playoffs kind of bring out you.
You've talked about sacrifice a lot this year and what you've had to do to accept this role on the team. Making those plays, those pesky defensive plays. Is that something that you really see you can really make an impact in this series, other than just being able to
other than just being able to score the basketball and making shots, it's gonna come down to making plays, and whether it's defensively, offensively, you're gonna have to make a play, whether for yourself or for somebody else. And for the sake of the team, it's just a lot of times just being in the right spots, being in the right position. Just using your instincts. And right now, kind of just playing the game, so you know a lot of different things, and a lot of tricks out there, and a lot of things that you want to kind of just give to your teammates, and some things that you see that other people might not see out there.
A lot of post games, sometimes when we talk to Russ, he's a little bit brief, but last night at the podium, you're up there with him, and you guys seem to have this rapport where you kind of lighten the mood. What's that been like for you?
Yeah, I tend to have that effect. Maybe make Russ relax a little bit. I think y'all make him nervous, and he just want to get away from y'all sometimes. But it's fun, man. Russ is Russ. I'm me. I think we have a good balance with one another.
But those are the real yous. I mean, that's not staged or performed last night.
Yeah, we don't. I mean, there's no reason to try to fake it. A lot of those times it's just more natural moments, and people don't really see us together in situations like that, in moments like that. So, now it's playoffs, and a lot of cameras and everything is. Everybody's watching everything, so this is who we are, and this is who we always been throughout this course of the season. I mean, we are who we are, and we enjoy being around each other. We like to have fun, but we also know, how serious this postseason is too.
And you talked about that at the beginning of this season as coming to kind of help him, almost, and help him see what he can be as a leader on this team. Do you feel like he's grown throughout these, past 83 games?
I think he's grown a lot. And just being willing to kind of accept, advice or, talking and dialogue and communication. And that's something that I wanted to bring to this team. It was a little bit more communication and being open about, the dialogue and being willing to, take advice and, see it from a different perspective.
Melo, Billy mentioned, him actually being pleased with the way that you guys responded during certain junctures in the last couple of weeks, whether it's against the Rockets, against the Heat, where they come out early and they get out big, or it was against the Jazz last night. What have you thought about the way you all been able to respond to teams coming out and making those runs on you?
Well, we responded well. We had a Miami game, we had last night we had a Memphis game, and even New Orleans game, we was up and they came back, and so they came in different packages. But for the most part, we kind of stayed composed and understood what we had to do to dig ourselves out of a hole, and I think that made us a better team, especially coming down the stretch and doing that against the teams that we did that against. On the road as well. I mean, in Houston, in New Orleans, in Miami, the games that really mattered and count. We showed really what type of team we were.
You mentioned in last night the conversation you had about the defense early. Is that something that wasn't there in the beginning of the season, or was it there? Was it there a little bit differently?
I think it was. I would say it was there differently, but I think regular season is more of kind of just going with the schemes, and you communicate, but it's more of the staff and the coaching, and you're sticking to the schemes, and you make adjustments here, make adjustments there. But I think now it's no holding back. It's kind of using your instincts, seeing what's out there, talking more, communicating more. If it's something that's not working, being open and willing to kind of change that and make those proper adjustments.
How do you feel about Paul dubbing himself Playoff P?
I thought you guys gave him that name, and I found out this morning that he named himself that. So.
Are you allowed to give yourself a nickname, or does that have to come from someone else?
I thought it had to come from somebody else, but when you have a performance like that last night, he can stick with Playoff P.
All right, there you go. Thanks, Carmelo.